Hello everyone, today we're going to use the buttoned up thin cuts to create these 3 gift card pockets. As you can see, there's a little tag inside each one and they can hold a gift card which slides right down inside the pocket and it's ready to give for Christmas. Let's get started with our project. I'm going to be using these close to my heart buttoned up thin cuts. Let me show you the supplies that I used for each one of these. So I've created a silver buckle, some buttons, the belt, the little collar, and the bow. For the snowman, I've also cut out some embellishments using those buttoned up thin cuts. I have a fringe for the scarf. I've cut out this 1/2-inch strip, 2 of the ties, and 3 buttons that once again I've added a little bit of shimmer using that black shimmer brush. For the Santa, I've cut out a gold buckle, the belt with the white strip behind, a 1/2-inch strip of white daisy, the beard, some buttons, and some cedar and pine paper. I'm going to start by creating the pocket for each one of these gift cards. I'm going to score at 1/4 of an inch on each one of the longer sides, then score at 3 3/4 right down the center of the cedar and pine paper. After I've scored these, I'm going to cut up the 1/4 inch score line a little bit past that halfway mark. Then I'm going to cut an angle cut and remove the excess paper to create 2 tabs. Using my bone folder, I'm going to fold on each one of those score lines. Then I'm going to apply adhesive to the 2 tabs, fold at the halfway mark, and I've created a pocket for my gift card. Let's repeat the process for the snowman pocket. I score at 1/4 inch, then 3 3/4 inch. I cut up to the midway point. I cut the 2 angle cuts for the tabs, fold on the score lines, apply adhesive on the 2 tabs, fold up in the center, and I've created another pocket. I repeated the process again so that I now have 3 pockets. Now we're going to decorate them using those buttoned up thin cuts. Let's start with the elf. I have a candy apple red color that I'm going to glue at the top of the pocket. Then I'm going to add that buckle to the belt that I've cut. Remember, I did place a piece of white daisy cardstock behind that. I'm going to add 2 little buttons that I've shimmered with a black shimmer brush. And I've added a 1/2 inch white daisy circle so that the buttons stand out a little bit better. I'm going to adhere that belt along the base of the pocket, trim off the excess collar and belt, and then I'm going to decorate the top with a cute little bow tie. I wanted a little bit of dimension to this bow tie, so I'm taking my bone folder and I'm curling each one of the sides, and then I'm going to fold it up in the center and use a foam dot to adhere it to the top of the collar. After it was complete, I did add some silver stickles along the edge of the collar and some green stickles on the center of the bow tie. I really like the glitter effect that those stickles add to the project. Let me show you how I created the Santa. I'm going to apply the gold buckle to the belt, which I've again backed in white daisy cardstock. I have a 1/2 inch white daisy strip that I'm going to put down the center for Santa's coat. Add those shimmery buttons. I've got 2 of them for this project. Remember, each one of these is cut from those buttoned up thin cuts. This beard goes at the top, and then I'm going to place the belt along the base and trim the sides of the beard and the belt. When trimming the beard and the belt, be extra cautious that you don't get too close to the seam of that pocket. Just like the elf, I'm going to add some stickles to the beard and along the sides of the coat. I simply apply the stickles right around those scallops, and I've created a nice glittery border. I'm going to do the same for the edge of the coat. Our last gift card pocket is the snowman. So I've created this fringe for his scarf using our fringe border thin cut that was sold last spring. If you don't own this die, you could use scissors to cut the fringe. I've also cut a 1/2 inch strip and 2 of the ties from some cedar and pine paper. I also have 3 black buttons that once again I've added a little bit of shimmer using our black shimmer brush. We're going to start by making the scarf using the fringe and the 2 ties. I'm trimming the base of this tie at an angle. I'm going to adhere a strip of fringe along the base, trim it, and then it will be applied to the top of the snowman once it has dried. The second tie will be cut at an opposite angle because these 2 pieces will cross. So I'm going to trim the second tie. Again, add some fringe along the base, trim the edges, and then trim the top of the tie so that I've created a second piece of the scarf. Now I can start assembling the snowman. I have the 1 piece of scarf on the right and the 1/2 inch piece of the scarf at the top. But before I add this other piece, I want to add the buttons. The scarf's going to overlap these buttons, so I want to make sure that they are placed down on the snowman first. These again have a little bit of glitter added to them using that black shimmer brush. The left side of the scarf is going to be added to the snowman using some 3D foam tape so that the scarf has a little bit of dimension and looks like a folded scarf atop the snowman. I'm going to trim the excess and then use a little bit of green stickles to embellish the scarf on this snowman. The last step is to create the tags that will hold the gift cards. I cut 2 of these using a tag thin cut that Close to My Heart had available for us last year. On this tag, I added 2 little holders for the gift card using stickers from the cedar and pine paper pack. I simply added them using some foam tape and slipped the gift card inside. On this tag, I used some candy apple striped ribbon and some burlap ribbon to embellish the top. This other tag, I used some checkered ribbon from the Story by Stacy line and created a fun bow with a little bit of burlap embellishment. As you can see, this third tag was not cut using this tag thin cut. Instead, I cut a piece of white daisy cardstock, then used this scallop to create the top of my tag, punched a hole, and embellished it with some ribbon and a zip strip. Let me show you how I created each one of these ribbon embellishments for my gift tags. I use a larger ribbon to thread through the hole. Then I cut a smaller piece of ribbon to tie a knot or a bow at the top of the tag. As you can see here, I've got burlap ribbon threaded through the hole. Then I'm creating a bow using some white and gold ribbon. To ensure that that bow doesn't come undone, I'll use a little bit of Tumbo on the knot, then attach my gift card to the tag. And now you have some decorative pockets for all of your gift card giving purposes. There's room on the back of each one of these tags to stamp a little sentiment or write a little note, and they're ready to give away. The Close to My Heart supplies I used on these projects are only available for a limited time, so make sure you stop by my website and snag them before they're gone. I hope this project inspired you to try something new, and I can't wait to see what you create.